We were on a break!
There's no half-hour comedy that's ever been more successful.
How you doing?
There are 12-year-olds who are discovering this show. It's crazy.
Smelly cat, smelly cat.
The hours and the intensity were so brutal.
We are so over.
Fine by me!
It's the 25th anniversary. Now the truth can be told. Friends was set in New York City, but it was filmed in Los Angeles. And that's why this is the first time in 25 years that the most memorable piece of furniture from the show is actually in front of a fountain in Central Park. So let's take a look back at the Friends magic and what's next for this TV juggernaut that never really went away. This is Friends Forever, 25 years of laughter. We're here in Burbank, California, on the Warner Brothers lot. And since this studio was founded in 1923, tens of thousands of TV shows and films have been created here. So throughout this hour, we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes tour of the Friends home. Let's start at the beginning. The early titles of the show, what were you considering?
Insomnia Cafe. We were driving down the street and I saw this place and thought that was an amazing name and a really interesting setting.
Why not go with that one?
I don't think the network liked it. And then we talked about Friends Like Us, the six of us across the hall.
I just want to be married again.
And then we just ended up simply with Friends.
And I just won $1 million.
Our partner, Kevin Bright, said, if we get a good time slot, you can call it Kevorkian for all I care, you know.
Mad About You opened up Thursday night at 8 o'clock. So we put it right after Mad About You, not a bad lead-in of a young adult marriage.
Voila!
And then the lead out was Seinfeld.
Hey, when I'm driving, I let people in ahead of me all the time. I'm always waving everybody in. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Ooh.
No, don't. Stop cleansing my aura.
Pilots are difficult because your job is to give a lot of exposition and background.
Hey, everybody, this is Rachel, another Lincoln High survivor. This is everybody. This is Chandler and Phoebe and Joey. And you remember my brother Ross?
Sure.
Hey.
And you're also doing kind of a sell job on an audience about why they're supposed to like these people and possibly tune in next week.
You okay, sweetie?
I just feel like someone reached down my throat, grabbed my small intestine, pulled it out of my mouth, and tied it around my neck.
Cookie?
You come up with ideas, you come up with characters, you don't know what's going to hit, the dream was, let's not get canceled after 6 episodes. That was our goal.
You're the only person I knew who lived here in the city.
Who wasn't invited to the wedding?
Oh, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be an issue.
You know, what I remember is that when they tested it, it didn't do that well, which was very scary.
What if I don't want to be a shoe? What if I want to be a purse? You know, or a hat?
How does a network still have confidence in it after it tests poorly?
They were smart.
If you don't feel like being alone tonight, Joey and Chandler are coming over to help me put together my new furniture.
Yes, and we're very excited about it.
There was wonderful drama.
I hope she'll be very happy.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. To hell with her. She left me.
As well as comedy.
And you never knew she was a lesbian.
A connectiveness. We had this sense of they really know what they're doing.
There's nothing to tell. It's just some guy I work with.
Come on. You're going out with the guy. There's got to be something wrong with him.
So does he have a hump and a hairpiece?
It was less conventional than what was on TV at that time.
Except for Seinfeld.
Definitely. But NBC was a little uncomfortable.
In the first episode, Monica sleeps with a guy on a first date.
Paul, this is everybody. Everybody, this is Paul.
Someone she's crazy about. He tells her a falsehood, and it makes her sort of fall for him.
Ever since she left me, well, I haven't been able to perform sexually.
And NBC was very concerned.
What the hell do you do on a real date?
And they handed out a survey to the audience that was so skewed. And it was some version of, do you think Monica is A, a slut, B, a whore, C, easy, D, all of the above for sleeping with a guy on the first date?
That's leading the witnesses.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You had sex, didn't you?
They didn't care. Nobody checked those boxes. Everybody was like, we don't care.
You mean you know Paul like I know Paul?
Are you kidding? I take credit for Paul. You know, before me, there was no snapping his turtle for 2 years.
I hate to admit this, but Monica's story in the pilot was an experience I had in college.
Hold on a second. So you went on a date with a guy that you really liked, and he fed you a line, a BS line, about how he was so heartbroken he hadn't been able to have sex for 2 years.
That is correct.
And you fell for it.
I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Of course it was a line.
They were also nervous that there wasn't an older character.
She got the furniture, the stereo, the good TV. What did you get?
You guys.
Oh, God. You got screwed.
Oh, my God.
And they were really afraid that older people weren't going to watch the show.
All right, kids, I gotta get to work. If I don't input those numbers, doesn't make much of a difference.
So we tried, actually. We did one script with a cop on the beat who comes in and chats with the friends. It was so horrible that we went, no, and we threw it out. What we said to the network is, we will introduce parents for all these characters.
I told her, you have a restaurant.
No, Mom, I don't have a restaurant. I work in a restaurant.
Well, they don't have to know that.
When I read the first episode, I thought, wow, this is good. And I loved my character.
Oh, we're having spaghetti. That's easy.
Because it was extremely funny, but it had a lot of heart.
Those earrings look really lovely on you.
Thank you. They're yours.
Actually, they were Nana's.
My mother, ladies and gentlemen.
Why did you want to take a risk with this show that wasn't yet established?
I thought the ensemble work, which is two different talents, was very good. I did have a good eye. And so I said yes.
You just start with half a dozen European cities, throw in 30 euphemisms for male genitalia, and bam, you have got yourself a book.
When the show ultimately debuted in September of 1994.
You got a job?
Are you kidding? I'm trained for nothing.
How was the structure of it different than that original pitch?
Well, the main difference was the decision to not have a main character.
It's like that, with feelings.
Courtney Cox, who also was the most notable name at the time. She had been in a hit movie that year, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
I swear, if you do anything to embarrass me in front of camp.
What? Like this?
So she was kind of the most bankable name, and NBC really wanted Courtney Cox to be front and center.
Anyway.
They all made a pact very soon to stay together, negotiate together, nominate themselves in the same categories, so there wouldn't be this demarcation of who was the biggest star and who wasn't.
That little naked guy would be me.
Oh, look at the little thing.
Yes.
The theme song, which has become so iconic, how did that happen?
The music was composed by my ex-husband.
How did it come to pass that you guys sang the theme song for Friends?
We got the offer on a Wednesday, went over the arrangement on a Thursday with the music director, Michael Skloff, cut the song on a Saturday, and it aired the following Thursday.
This is the famous fountain that you see in the opening title sequence of every Friends episode. A few things you should know about this fountain. First, it's not in New York City. It's on the Warner Brothers lot in Los Angeles. Second, they shot this at 4 in the morning. The actors were freezing cold and wet. So how were those actors cast? And which ones almost didn't make the cut? all that when we come back.